Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Before we get started on the video for, well, this one, this generator back here, I don't know if you guys have seen this before or not. It's one I'd made years ago. We put thumb screws on the back of it to hook up our leads. We did run that Holt H75. We ran this on there. I'll put a link right there to that. Several of you guys have expressed interest in wanting to see how to build those, and it's a lot harder than I thought it would be anymore, because when I built that one, it was years ago, and to find the stuff to do it is not that easy. But I am going to build 5 of those generators, and well, we're going to sell them. And this is number 1. It's complete and done, other than the pulley, the drive pulley. There you go. Brass thumb nuts, brass hardware on everything, oak base, and yes, you can own a piece of my atrocious woodworking skills. Countersunk on the bottom. So yeah, will be tested, ready to go. But there's only I'm gonna make 5 of these guys, and that's it. It's a lot harder than I thought to find, this part here. But we will make a video when we assemble one of these on the steps. If you can find this, you can build your own. We'll go through it. But yeah, we'll see about that. Another thing that I wanted to go over is, well, we got this. It's a Model 7A Stewart. It does turn over, but when you get to right here, it gets tight. So this will be an upcoming episode or a video. Hopefully we can get it done in one. But it's a beautiful engine, aside from maybe the paint colors. But this is going to be one that comes up soon. And yeah, it's a nice little engine. So this one here will be coming up, and I got a box right here, and we've been waiting on this box for a while, guys. This came from PM Research, and it has a whole pile of parts, stuff that we've been waiting on. And look, a lot of this is for that economy engine. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link to that right there too. So we get to go back on that one. So we got a lot coming up, but the reason why you guys are watching this one is we got a box, a new engine to work on, guys. So I will grab that, we'll put it right up here, and then we will rip it open. We've got a new engine to start up, guys. I'm really excited for this one. Hopefully you are too. So stick around. We'll bring that box up here, we'll cut it open, and well, we'll do the same thing we always do. We'll watch it run together. Well, here's our box, guys. So, all right, I will start ripping this open. And I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, but well, the last video we did, we worked on an H74 twin cylinder. What a really neat engine that was. And we got it sent back to him, and he sent me a message and said he did receive it, but I was kind of hoping that he would let me know that he fired it up and he enjoyed it. So I guess we're still waiting to hear. All right, well, I'll get this out of the box. We have instructions, and well, we have 4 spare piston rings, a drill start attachment, we have an Allen wrench, and a spare piece of fuel line. Let me get this. Wow, this is a really nice looking engine, guys. I'll get it out. We'll set it right back down here on the bench. I'll get you guys zoomed in, and we'll look at it together. So all right, guys, look at this. Isn't this something? What a beautiful thing. This is the H76. This is a twin cylinder. but it's a horizontal twin. And we can see that, well, it shares common placement on our crank. But look right here. Right here's our cam. Exposed push rods, our rocker arms up here. This is very, very, very similar to that H74, but it lays flat. Isn't that impressive? We got a water pump on it, a water jacket up here. Look around over here and see our front end. Look at that. That crossover pipe here for our water cooling, our exhaust, common outlet, and fuel tank over here. And yeah, guys, this is impressive. I like this little thing. We have our throttle control here. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It sounds neat. Really nice compression on this one. Okay, well, I guess we don't have to worry about putting oil in the crankcase on this one because it's open, clear down here to the bottom. Maybe you guys can see down in there, but very nice. I like the open cam. We can see everything. We can verify just at a glance that everything is in time. We do have oil cups here, oil cups on our cylinder, and yeah, wow, impressive. And they've even drilled up here to oil the ends of our cam. So, all right, guys. Well, let's look at our valve clearance up here. That's something we always check first. And we do have clearance. I'd like to find out what that noise is. I don't know that it's supposed to make that, but hopefully you guys can hear it. And we have clearance on this side. So let's see. We don't have anything rubbing. I don't know that I necessarily care for how close that water line is right here to the flywheel. We'll probably move that and put it underneath of this one here, just to keep it away, so that way the flywheel doesn't eat it. But you guys hear that? Okay, well, and this model here runs on 3 AA batteries, much like all the others. So, well, let's go through and we'll put some assembly lube, just for safety's sake, on our cam here. And we're going to go through and we'll lube everything. I don't know what that noise is, but all right, well, I'll get all that greased up. I'll bring you guys back in, and well, you know, we're going to put our VP 40-to-1 fuel in there. And I had a comment, and the reason why I chose to use that 40-to-1 VP fuel, it is ethanol free, so it's shelf stable. I can let it sit. If I don't run one of these empty, it's not going to turn sour. And well, I've not had any bad luck with it. So that's why I use it. I'm not sponsored by VP, but that's why I use it. So, okay, hopefully that kind of clears that up a little bit. But, all right, well, I'm going to move this line underneath of this one to kind of keep it held down and out of the way. And we'll get this greased up. You guys want to look through these instructions with me? It might be a good thing to do. So, all right, I'll get after it. Well, we have put assembly lube on our lifters here and on our cam. And what we're going to do is, well, let's oil everything up. I think I did figure out what our that whistling sound is. And I think what's happening is our gears that operate our cam, if you guys look over here, this cam turns the same direction as the crank. So there's an idler underneath of there. I think what that's doing is just barely touching the edge of our counterweight here on our crank. because if you listen right there, it doesn't make the noise. But when you get over here to that counterweight, so yeah, I don't know, maybe it's not right, but I think we're going to let it self-clearance because it's a brass gear on a steel crank. So it's probably not the right way to do it, but it's a brand new engine, so we got to run it the same way as everybody else would, right? So we've got our bottom end lubricated. We'll come up here, put a little bit on our rockers up here in the front. Then we're going to flip it over. We're going to put our 3 AA batteries in there before we fill up our coolant and put fuel in it. And guys, what do you say? You ready to give it a go? Get all this oiled up here. We're all lubed up on the top side. Let's get some new batteries put in the bottom of here. And you know, somebody had said, and I've seen it, and I do understand the principle behind the dummy battery. I made a dummy battery and I tried it, and maybe your results will vary. It didn't work worth a crap for me, but hey, I've seen it and it's been proven it does operate, it does work, and in certain situations I can see that it does help. So all right, well, we got batteries in there. Let's get some coolant in this tank, put some fuel in our fuel tank. I'll pull you guys out, we'll give her a go. Okay guys, well, we've got our 40-to-1 ethanol free VP 94 octane fuel, and we're gonna fill this tank up and get this tank filled up. And I almost forgot, I deprived you guys from reading these instructions with me. Just by putting fuel, I can see it coming up our fuel line up to the carb. It's full, and look at that, I didn't make a hell of a mess this time. Either we're getting better, or I know how much fuel they should take. Let's get our cap on here, and then we'll look at them instructions together. Okay, well, here's our instructions, and you can see it's the H76 5cc model, 13mm bore, 20mm stroke, and you guys needed to pause the video to take a look at it. Okay, well, hopefully you guys were able to glean some information from that. So, well, what do you think? I haven't spun it over with fuel in it yet, and our switch is, yes, still in the off position. So is that a good position for you guys to see what's happening? We don't have coolant that went through here yet, and what I put in here was just Prestone 50/50, the green antifreeze. So let's turn our switch on. We're going to turn it over and listen for spark. Our spark pickup is down here. It's right here, and then we have our magnet mounted right there. So let's listen. You hear it firing? Let's see where we're at. We are before top dead center. So, all right, guys. Well, I say we get the drill start attachment and give her a go. I'll put it this way so I don't smack the camera with that drill start. Well, here we go, guys. And no, we're not going to use that Olsen and Rice. I want to hear this thing run. I don't want to hear that thing run again. We'll use that outside sometime. All right, our switch is on. When we put fuel in here, we verified that the fuel came up to the carb. That is wide open. That is idle. We'll crack our throttle open a little bit. Let's see what happens. Holy cow. Holy cow, guys, that took right off. And no, we're watching it run for the same time. do have coolant flow. Smooth running engine. Appears to be missing a little bit. I know that it's missing. We're just dumping raw fuel in one of them cylinders. It's not firing it. We'll have to address that. It could be an issue with the spark plug. I don't know why anybody would ever have ignition issues with one of these and then spark plugs. You can tell when it picks that second cylinder back up. Yeah, it's just raw unburnt fuel coming out of here. Let's see which one it is. This one's cold. This one's hot. So this is a weak one. I'll probably get zapped here, but not making any difference. Plug off. It's not making any difference. Let's shut it down. There's that noise again. Let's pull that plug out of there. We'll see what's going on. Okay guys, well, we got our plug broke loose, and I thought this was going to be a real pain in the butt because it looks like our intake manifold was going to hit the flats on that spark plug, but nope, there's just enough clearance for them to make it. So let's pull this plug out of here. Not a whole lot of room to get a hold of it. I know that you guys are tired of watching my hands. Dang it. We'll get this out of here, hopefully. There's not a whole lot of room. There we go. Well, there's our spark plug. And yeah, it's just drowned in fuel. Wish I had a better way to show you guys, but it's just, I mean, hell, it's soaking wet. So let's hook it up to our lead. We'll roll it over and we'll see if it's firing, and if so, where it's firing at. So, all right. Switch back on. It is firing. Looks like it's firing right there at the electrode tip also. Well, let me clean this plug. We'll see what happens. We may have a slight valve issue, but it took right off. So if we do, it's like I said, a very slight issue. Snap that valve a couple times and see if it's got just a chunk of crud or dirt stuck in there. But yeah, let me clean that plug, well, this plug, and we'll stick it back in there. We'll give it another go. Alright guys, we've got our spark plug back in. I cleaned it. I used carburetor cleaner. I did open the gap just a touch and blew it back out with compressed air. Let's flip our switch back on and trying. Okay. All right, I guess we will use the drill start attachment. we'll have to heat cycle this one a few times. It'll be all right. There. Would have been good if I would have. Alright. One more time. There, you guys can hear the difference on that, can't you? Now we're fired on both of them. Very, very interesting model. Fairly large. It's heavy. I guess we'll have to do a little bit of tuning on that carburetor, but guys, I'm impressed with it. I like it. Much better than, well, some of the other ones that we've worked on. So, all right, I guess we aren't done until we can make sure that this thing will start by hand. I know it's brand new, but it really tries. We'll get there. Not quite yet, guys. Very exciting. I like this one, guys. I like that H74 that we fixed for Max. We'll get this one dialed in a little bit. I'll run it off camera and I'll sit out here for a couple more hours. You know I will. Just sit here and monkey with it. We'll get it all dialed in, but yeah, look at all this open motion. Very impressive. I like it a lot. Burn off some of that excess fuel. That could be part of the problem too. Alright. Well guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys are subscribed, thank you very much. If not, well, I'll put the link right there this time. And click that subscribe button. Make sure you turn that little red bell on. I'll tell you when we come out with something new. And, well, hey, got more work to do out here in the shop. Hopefully you enjoyed this. I'll be monkeying with it a little bit more, and we'll get it to run a little bit better. So, hey, thanks again, guys. You're fantastic. See you in a couple days. Bye.